So now in this video, we're going to look at another voltage booster. So I have 10 volts going out right now. That's a 1 kilo ohm resistor. This is just barely enough voltage to get those LEDs to light up fairly decently. So generally they block about 2 volts, but at lower currents they drop a little less voltage. And so each one of them's blocking a little less than 2 volts each, so a little less than 10 volts. And there's still enough current for them to light up okay. Other LEDs would not light up hardly at all with this amount of current. So in any case, we have 10 volts going out, and the last video I did was a much simpler voltage booster. This one actually, we can press this button, get the voltage in. So that's the voltage I set. Right now it's 5 volts. I'm going to turn it up. So we have, we should probably stay a couple volts away from the boosted voltage, but there we have about 8 volts in and still 10 volts out. You didn't see any change with the LEDs. And I'm just going to drop it back down to 5 volts. So I'm using my bench power supply, and last video I used this 5 volt breadboard power supply, and it has alligator clips. This is the USB port. It has alligator clips, so I use those. This video I'm using the alligator clips for my bench power supply. Voltage is exactly the same. It's going to work exactly the same. So in any case, let's look at the spacers here. So now I have 4 of these under the board. Generally these don't come with spacers. This one did not come with spacers. I bought these spacers differently. That's why I have this kit. There's 3 different sizes of spacers, and so this one is a female to male, and this is an extra one. So I have another one the same size there. Actually all 4 of these are the same size on the bottom, but the connector, the female to female, I put on top is all different lengths. So there's just a little nut. There is a bit longer female to female spacer and a little bit longer one. And this may be, I don't think this is the longest one. I think this is the second longest one. But in any case, there's different size spacers for different size of connectors there. So I think this is the middle one that I have. So I'll try to link this spacer kit in the description below. And I like it. It's probably not cost efficient if you need a lot of these, but there's 3 different sizes, and I didn't know exactly what size I would need for each board. I have a bunch of boards, and almost none of them come with spacers, as I said before. So in any case, as a voltage booster, this one works the same. So that's the voltage coming in. That's not going to change unless we change the voltage coming in. And so again, we have a trim pot here, and if I turn it clockwise, the voltage goes up. And I don't remember the maximum voltage. These tend to go down to somewhere around 2 or 4 volts going in, and then usually they go up to somewhere around like 25-30 volts. But when you buy one of these, you definitely want to look at the voltages and the currents that it can handle. So this can handle more current than the last one I used, because it has this right here, and blanking on what they're called right now, but it radiates heat. Big piece of metal to dissipate a lot of heat. Heat sink, that's what it is. So in any case, that's really all there is to this. Now I have a couple wires here, and I could just clip the alligator clips, 2 of them directly, and I'll do that right now. Of course we lost power because I disconnected, but there we go, we got one of them. So you can see we can either go down to the screw clamps there, or right to the pads right there. And I don't want to short circuit this out. Luckily my bench power supply limits current, so nothing will be damaged. You just keep hearing that clicking as the current changes. That's all you would hear, because it limits the current. So in any case, now the LEDs are quite bright because we're a bit more above their voltage blocking, their forward voltage. So in any case, that's really it for this video. The spacers, I think, are crucial for this. Let's actually look at why. So I'm going to unplug it now. We saw all that we did. Voltage boosters are pretty simple as long as you use them properly. But there you can see we have a whole bunch of connection points, including right there where we are outputting and inputting the power. So we definitely don't want like a piece of metal going across there. I don't know if they coat it or anything. I doubt it. and I don't know what safety measures they take, but you see a whole bunch of connection points down there for various things, and so it's probably better to have some space there, and then maybe something insulating that will also get airflow or something and whatnot. But these spacers, I see them all the time with a lot of stuff, so obviously they're really nice, and I wish they also included them with there. But here you can see we could stack these. We could take another one of these male ones and put another board up here and then screw another one down and whatnot. So we could stack them and have them spaced. They'd have air and they wouldn't be making connections to each other. And there's a bunch of different links and stuff. So in any case, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.